Reading with your kids.
Hola, ni hao, konnichiwa, assalamu alaikum, shalom, mahaba, ciao, bonjour, namaste, jumbo, bienvenidos. Hey, my name is Jed Lee, and this is Reading with Your Kids. We are beaming out to the world from the book-loving neighborhood of Reedville, located in the southwest corner of beautiful Boston, Massachusetts. At Reading with Your Kids, our mission is simple but powerful, to bring families together through the shared magic of books and stories. Every episode, we sit down with fascinating folks who are creating books that open hearts and spark imaginations. Want to help us grow this mission? Then tell all of your family and friends about the show and let them know that they can hear us on the WREB AM FM 24/7 radio network. And they can find us on the iHeartRadio app, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Good Pods, Podcast Addict, Audible, Player FM, Amazon Music, YouTube. Wherever you find your favorite shows, you can find Reading with Your Kids. We have a fantastic show lined up for you today. First up, one of the most fun I have had doing an interview of all times. Bethany Barton is here. She is here to celebrate her new STEM-based picture book. You're not going to believe the title. It's I'm Trying to Love Farts. And later in the show, C.G. Abrams is here to celebrate a Mermaid's Crown Florida vacation. Get ready, adventure fans. Toby Baxter is back. And I Heart Riverhome, the fourth thrilling book in the Adventures of Toby Baxter series, written by Tim Wright. 13-year-old Toby dives into his most unexpected quest yet. He's battling trolls, navigating the sandpit of love, and getting stuck with an LOVE compass. But when the girl of his dreams, Rainey, is kidnapped, Toby must summon more courage than ever before. All 4 books in the Adventures of Toby Baxter series have been honored as Reading with Your Kids certified great reads, each packed with fast-paced action, humor, and heart. So grab your copy of I Heart Riverhome today and join Toby on an unforgettable journey through Riverhome, where every page is an adventure. Hey, I want to let you know that this episode of Reading with Your Kids is brought to you by Chicken Coop Chaos by Nancy Tavares. Are you ready for some barnyard fun your kids will absolutely adore? Then you've got to check out Nancy Tavares' delightful books, Chicken Coop Chaos and Chicken Coop Chaos Christmas. In the original Chicken Coop Chaos, we meet Pearl, a hen who loves peace, order, and a tidy little hen house. But when Window the Rooster barges in and decides he's not leaving, Pearl has to hatch a clever plan to take back her space. And let's just say things get hilariously chaotic. And just in time for the holidays, Chicken Coop Chaos Christmas brings even more laughs, heart, and festive feathered fun. These books are perfect for young readers, classrooms, and family read-aloud time. So flap on over to your favorite bookstore or online retailer and grab your copies of Chicken Coop Chaos and Chicken Coop Chaos Christmas today. Your kids will be clucking with joy. My friends, you should have been with us for the last 20 minutes because we had a blast. We hope we're going to be able to do that again. Our guest is here today. I have a feeling as soon as you hear the title of this new picture book, you're going to go, yeah, this is going to be fun. Our guest is coming to us from Los Angeles in California. She's here to celebrate. Her new picture book is called I'm Trying to Love Farts. Please welcome to the show, Bethany Barton. Bethany,
yay!
How are you?
I am fabulous. How are you?
I am fabulous too. I told Bethany I received the pitch, and I said before I even read the pitch, I saw the title. I'm trying to love farts, and I said I'm in. No more needs to be.
What's not to love?
Well, I'm still 6 or 7 years old in my mind, and fart jokes. It has me on the floor.
I always say I'm somewhere between a 10-year-old and 3 Muppets in a trench coat. That's kind of who I am. So the fact that I got to make a book about farts and I got to send very serious adulty emails with like agents and lawyers and contracts where farts was in all caps. I was having the best time for the last couple years.
bet. How are those meetings with the suits when you're in there and they have to say fart and
Oh, it's so good. And they remain very serious for a while. And then it's just, there's only so far you can go and you just have to start laughing.
I do work with this group called Clowns Without Borders. And, yes.
Sounds amazing.
It's great. It's a great organization. They send clowns to disaster areas, refugee camps. We toured El Salvador, and
You just like deliver joy? That sounds incredible.
Yes, yeah, a kind of Uber for joy, I guess. Yeah. So I was telling Bethany before the show, I have this trick where an egg appears, and so my troop mates, when we're putting together the show, one of my troop mates said, "Oh, great. You're going to make a mistake and you're going to turn me into a chicken by accident." And that's why we need to make this egg appear. So she was doing it and she went around, she laid 2 eggs, great, flapping the wings and everything, then squatting and pushing the eggs out. And then she needs a 3rd egg. And of course, the egg doesn't come, a fart comes.
Yes.
And me and the other troop mate, we are supporting her. So when she pantomimes the fart, we're into it and we're like gasping for air, like fallout and everything. And we're going on, and we did about 10 or 12 shows, and the audience is loving it, and our reaction is getting bigger and bigger. And finally, the woman who was playing the chicken that one evening, she said, "Could you please stop making it so big? I mean, I go, but we're getting great reaction." I said, "Yes." She's like, "Yes, but I don't want my biggest joke in Central America to be a fart joke."
Okay, but if you read the book, you'll learn. One of the first facts you learn in the book is that the oldest recorded joke in human history is a fart joke.
Do we know it?
We do. It's from ancient Sumeria, which is cool. When I go into schools, I get to teach kids about Sumeria and how it's even older than ancient Egypt.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't put the actual joke in the book. Originally, I did. And then one of the adults involved, I don't claim to be one of those, said that they thought it was inappropriate. What? But we found it written in cuneiform, so the translation is a little loose, but it's along the lines of, it's a tale as old as time itself, or time immemorial, that a woman definitely did not fart in her husband's lap. Which still still lands.
Yeah.
She definitely didn't do that. And they were like, "Let's not." And I'm like, "Well, they're husband and wife." And they said no. So now we get to know the joke. But.
Okay. I'm really hoping that a parent as subversive as us hears that and remembers it, and they go out and they buy "I'm Trying to Love Farts."
Yes.
And then they share it. Do you know what's not in the book?
The oldest recorded fart joke, which is the oldest recorded joke we found. Love it.
Can you imagine being one of the academics translating that scroll and kind of getting to the end and go,
like, here it is. I'm going to find this.
Fart.
Oh, they're like, "Oh, time immemorial. This is going to be amazing." Oh, it's a fart joke. It's a fart joke. Honestly, in working with this book, I got to work with a flatologist, fart scientist.
A fart?
Yes. He's so cool. He's the coolest guy. Dr. Austin Campbell. He teaches at a university now. He has a bunch of published papers where he studies farts and the composition of human farts. It's so cool. That's his job. And I got to ask him questions for my job.
And they call it not fartologist, a
flatologist.
Oh, they had to put that L in there to kind of soften it, huh?
Well, flatulence,
Yes. Oh, okay. Yes. Well, we should probably make everybody know that I'm Trying to Love Farts. There's actually a purpose behind the book. There's a reason you spoke to the flatologist.
And it wasn't just for fun, but a lot of fun did happen. So I make STEM picture books for Penguin Random House, and a lot of my books, I'm trying to love spiders, give bees a chance, and trying to love math. They talk about things that people don't usually like, or things people are scared of or averse to. And then I try to dive into those things and approach them with facts and humor and empathy and critical thinking to see if you can learn to love that thing, or at least appreciate it enough that you're not averse to it anymore. And the system works.
Yeah. Yes. So why is it that farts have such a bad rap?
Well, I think that's pretty obvious. Usually it's because of the stinky sulfur compounds found in a lot of farts. It's actually only trace amounts usually of these stinky sulfur compounds. And in the book I say they're not even really our fault. We get to blame our gut microbes because they are a byproduct of our gut microbes. They're kind of like tiny microbe farts. And we're just the carriers of them. It's not our fault.
We're spreading the microfarts everywhere we go.
Yeah. But if these microbes didn't help break down these things, so microbes usually break down things that our bodies can't break down on their own, like highly fibrous foods, which we need to sort of help clean out our systems. And they give us things like amino acids and vitamins and minerals we can't get from food otherwise. So we've created this symbiotic relationship with all these microbes, and they live in our mouths, they live in our throats, they live in our gut, and they can break these things down that we can't do on our own. So we get amino acids, we get vitamins and minerals, they get a snack, and the only kind of poopy side effect is that gas happens. Goodbye, microphone.
I'm curious, what was... I know the pitch for the idea came from you. Just
yes.
Knowing you for the past 20 minutes, it's like, yeah, this is the person. This is her idea. An editor didn't come to her. What was your reaction when you first pitched the idea?
I had pitched a lot of things. I had a whole couple pages of pitches, and there were worms, and there was dirt, and there were more serious things. Like fear, like why is fear necessary? What is it? What is fear in the brain? And then I just had farts on there because I was like, there's no way you'll let me do this, but I want to make a book about farts. I didn't even really go into the science I want to talk about. I was like, it'll be about digestion, and it'll be about farts in the animal world, and bugs that fart, and birds that kind of don't really fart at all. They don't really need to. But I was like, you guys will never allow it. So I just sort of threw that at the end of the pitches. And they said, hold on.
Nope. Oh, gold right here.
Yeah. They were like, dirt? Why did you even talk about the dirt book? Make the fart book, lady. It's kind of how it went.
Well, I love it. I think I'd get along with that editor very, very well.
Yeah. I have an amazing team at Penguin. I'm the luckiest girl.
That's fantastic.
Miriam, that's her name.
Excellent. Miriam, I thank you for creating this book.
She's so cool.
Yeah. So tell us some more fart facts.
More fart facts. I got you. So the biggest farters on planet Earth, they fart so much that it counts for 1 to 3% of global emissions.
Oh.
They're termites. Right?
I was going with cows. I'm like,
Cows get a bad rap, but termites. Here, I'm going to have to look at the book to remember the numbers. Book.
Okay.
Right on the fart.
I love it.
I'm going to have to look at I had to go pull it because I knew that I was going to want to talk about termite farts. So there are 1,000 pounds of termites for every person on Earth.
That's a lot of termites.
So if all of them are farting a lot, which they do because of their incredibly fibrous diet, they're eating wood, right? And when fibrous things need to be broken down by microbes, and these microbes release gas. So there's 445 million tons of farting termites on Earth. And those farts add up.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But what's also hilarious is that there is a moth-type creature called a beaded lacewing. When a beaded lacewing is a baby, it's a larva, it actually preys on termites. It tries to eat termites, and it uses farts against termites. Baby beaded lacewings have a special intoxicant in their farts that will knock out only termites. Doesn't work in anything else. and it can knock out up to 6 at once. So these little larvae will go into the big termite mounds and fart on them to knock them out and then eat them.
I'm suddenly reminded of Monty Python. I shall fart in your general
In
direction.
your general direction. Absolutely. Farts of war. Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. That's incredible. If you have, I was going to say if you have a son, but there are lots of, my daughter loved fart jokes as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you have a kid and you're having a hard time getting them into STEM or getting them to get off the device in the video games, I'm Trying to Love Farts is the book you have to have in your family library.
I had a school librarian say to me once, I love your books because it's like you hide the spinach in the meatloaf. And I thought that was really funny. It was a funny way of saying it. Because, yeah, are there a lot of fart jokes? Yes, because I'm basically a 10-year-old. But also, I mean, science and the earth and earth science and STEM is fascinating. Mm-hmm. I think that kids don't understand that it's fascinating. I think kids think that science is done by someone else over here in a different kind of jacket than what they're wearing. Instead of science is what we're living and what we're learning and what we're experiencing. So once you get them in with jokes or gross or funny, I think they start to realize that science is a part of their everyday life, and then they get more curious, which is really all I want. I just want kids to get more curious and to want to seek out these things, either in the natural world or from their teachers or from books, obviously from books. So that's what's the most fun thing for me. I get curious about these things, and then I get to seek out these things and learn about them, and then I just sort of carry that excitement on and try and share it with kids.
It's great. You know, you mentioned earth science. It wasn't until I got to college and took an earth science elective that I fell in love with earth science. It's like, oh, this is stuff that matters to me. You know, this is so cool. I'm learning about things that I touch every day.
My mom was a 5th grade teacher, and it was the sort of thing where I would come home from any class and she would get our hands in the dirt to learn about the things. I think she was just excited about science too, so she would get us really excited about science. And then as a family, you know, my husband, he also works in TV like I do and as a day job, but he also is a computational biophysicist, just for fun.
Okay.
He does research in computational biophysics in between like commercials and movies he works on because it fills his cup. He loves it. So we are just a family who speak and communicate science for fun. But I think when kids learn that, when I talk to kids and I tell them, like, look, we think science is so fun. We will talk to you about the biology of a fart and be as excited as you will be to tell me about all your favorite Pokemon. Like,
Right.
there are people who this is fun for. It's a pizza party for them. And that can be you, too. This can be another source of joy for you.
Right. Yes. And something that will bring much more value to your life than your latest Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to get an A in Pokemon class, probably.
No.
I mean, maybe.
Unfortunately, I think you're right.
Yeah, I don't know that exists.
You know, you mentioned that you and your husband are in TV, and when we started, you weren't Bethany Barton, author, illustrator. On your Zoom thing, you were Bethany Barton, set designer. Can you talk a little bit about the magic of designing sets and the things that we see in the movies and television?
So I work in the art department. I work in props. I work in set decoration. Props is anything the actors hold and touch and interact with. Set decoration's like interior design. So I get to do all that fun stuff. My husband does like the architecture side, like art direction. So he's like drawing 3D models, and he likes art that has math in it. So he does that sort of stuff. So I explain it to kids as visual storytelling. Anytime that I am telling a story, I like to get visuals involved. And so that's why I make picture books. I like to draw what I'm thinking and what I'm explaining. When I get involved with a film, they just hand me a script, which I explain to kids is just a story or a book without any pictures. And then I get to collaborate with a team of smart, cool people. And we get to draw pictures of what we want the environment in that book with no pictures to look like. And then we get to build it, which is the coolest thing ever, and make it and create it. So I've been very lucky. I get to work on a lot of creative projects, things like Fallout and the Muppets. I do a lot of work with the Muppets. And then I've gotten to do a lot of sitcoms like The Middle and Blackish, and it's fun. It's another visual way of telling a story and connecting and being creative.
Yeah. When did you know that you wanted to be a storyteller as a job?
Oh, super young. Like I said, my mom was a 5th grade teacher. My dad had taught English before I was born. And then he was working in newspapers by the time I came around. So they were bookaholics, book addicts, lots of reading, lots of writing, lots of storytelling. We would see plays. We would go see, anywhere that there's a story being told, a lot of time at the library. So I think that we all just as a family, even though my siblings are much more science minded, because like I said, a lot of science, because my mom loved it growing up. We have doctors and physical therapists in my family. We all loved writing stories and writing poems and writing songs and writing. It was just sort of explained to us as part of being a person, because it's such an ancient part of being a person, right? It's being around a fire and telling stories. And like I said, the first recorded joke being a fart joke. We've been doing this as long as we've been people. So I think I just always thought it was part of being a person, even from a very young age.
Yeah. I'm curious, we're living in the age of book bans. I'm Trying to Love Farts been banned anywhere?
Not yet. I don't know. I don't know that you can get mad at biology and the natural functions of the body, but people always shock me at what they can get upset about. So it's not outside the realm of possibility. It has not happened.
Yeah. One of the books there were a number of books that we've celebrated here have been banned in one way or the other, but one of them that really shocked me was a book about the heart, which is written by a physician, Dr. Rajanlee LaRocca, who's here in Boston area and has been on the show many, many times. And
she's awesome.
She is awesome. And we had a great conversation about my heart. And I learned there was a school district in California that banned it. And I called her up and I said, why? It's a doctor talking about a heart. And she said, I don't know. But
that's like strangely fascinating and horrifying all at once.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Hey, I'm curious, since you spoke to the fart scientist, why do some people get to, do the silent ones and others are nice and loud and just killer?
I believe that has to do with the force of how it comes out, know, how much gas is building up and how much you force it to come out and basically what your butt's doing in the process. What's interesting is in order to collect farts in some of the papers he gave me, there were hilarious things in these scientific papers, like subjects were wearing airtight mylar pantaloons for collection. Yeah, it's science. And then, but it's science, and that's so cool.
I haven't heard the word pantaloon in such a long time.
Airtight mylar pantaloons. It's all the rage.
I love it. What's next for Bethany Barton? Is there another gross science topic you're going to try to?
Well, this one it is science. It's a little bit of I don't know if it's a departure from gross, but this is a book I've actually been pitching for over 5 years now. And I originally pitched it as a graphic novel, and wrote a graphic novel and shared it. And I didn't know why they were saying no, and now I've learned, and I will tell you why. But they were trying to steer me towards making it a picture book, and I just had so much to say on the subject. I was like, no, more pages. But so it's called Brain versus Screen, which is interesting because you just said something about that before. Uh-huh. So I have a 501c3 nonprofit called Dopamind. We're helping kids navigate technology in the digital world. Ooh. So we go into schools, we have curriculum, we have video courses, we have worksheets, we have stuff for families and stuff for districts and stuff for classroom, media specialists. We have it all. And there's a podcast too. And we teach kids about the dopamine reward circuit and why your brain has it and how it has been what your brain uses to motivate you to stay alive and do stuff that keeps you alive. And then we talk about how modern screen use is designed to sort of, in a way, hijack or utilize that dopamine reward circuit so that you will want to use these screens and so that you'll get yum yum dopamine brain feelings from using these screens. And there's no judgment in what we do. It's just explaining the science to kids so then they can recognize it. So I made this picture book, which is really fun, actually, and I go through and I explain my brain wanting to be on screens constantly. Like, I have to ignore you now? No. Mm-hmm. But it explains that, and it explains why my brain would want to do that. And I also explain it like a food analogy. We do this a lot with Dopamind. We teach kids healthy food and junk food. And they know if they're going to have cotton candy for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, how they're going to feel. They can totally make that choice. But when they start crying or they want to barf or they have that sugar crash feeling, they sort of know what they've gotten into. But we don't teach them about high dopamine activities, sort of junk tech. So they don't know when they get into this and they have these sort of high dopamine, like a dopamine rush, like a sugar rush, we could call it. They don't understand what a dopamine crash is and why they want to punch their sister and why they want to cry. So it's just about arming them with the information so that they can make smart choices because kids are super smart.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I love that you're doing that. And, I think it's really, really, or as we say here in Boston, I think it's wicked important. Kids learn this, because they are being, one of the things I was so happy when my kids who are now adults, when they were in middle school, I took a media literacy class. The whole thing was awesome. Don't try to ban, just sit down, experience it with your kids, help them understand that all the media they're consuming was created intentionally. Someone wanted them to do something, buy something, or feel a certain way. And at that time, the thought was kids were being exposed to like 3,000 media messages a day.
Wow.
That's 20-something years ago. That number has, 100 times more every day. And so the kids need to know that those little TikTok videos that they're seeing, the Instagram reels, that was made by somebody that wants them to feel a certain way, that wants them to buy something or do something. And I know for my kids, when they came to understand that helped them a lot, and they made some much better choices.
Yeah, I think once they know and they understand that, if they feel awful after watching TikTok, it's not their brain punishing them or their brain being a jerk. It's really their brain. Dr. Anna Lemke likes to talk about it as like a teeter-totter, and their brain has to bring everything back into balance. So if you've brought the teeter-totter over to this high dopamine, good feeling, it has to balance it out, because if it's not level, your brain's not going to be able to motivate you to eat and drink water. And we've removed dopamine from the brains of mice and they just starve to death. They just aren't motivated to do things. So your brain has to level it out. So that's why kids are feeling exhausted or sad or angry, because it's their brain trying to find this balance. And once they realize that, they recognize, oh, maybe I don't want to overdo it because my brain has to do this other thing over here and I want to keep it balanced.
Absolutely. Hey, one of the things you and I were talking about before we hit record, Bethany, was you're experiencing kids who are perfectionists.
Yeah.
And they don't want to take a chance of getting something wrong. And that's probably being driven a lot by social media and what they're seeing. But you have an interesting way to kind of not fight it, but help kids get over that. Talk just real quickly about the art program that you lead.
So I teach an arts workshop, and I go into schools and teach them about graffiti art. We were talking about my Keith Haring's on the wall, 1980s graffiti art, and the power of a strong graphic line and art you can't erase. So I talk about Jean-Michel Basquiat, and I talk about Keith Haring, because they're artists who I was largely influenced by as a little kid. I lived in Chicago before we moved here to LA. And I remember going to the Chicago Art Museum, which is amazing, and seeing this artwork, seeing Keith Haring's artwork and Jean-Michel Basquiat's artwork, and thinking as a little kid, I could make that. Wait, could I make art that could be in museums? So I got postcards of their art I explained to kids that I'm 127 years old, so I didn't have the internet in my house. So you had to get the postcards from the gift shop.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went home and I copied them. And so we do sort of a similar exercise, and I show them some Keith Haring dancing men, and we copy them. But here's the trick. We use a medium you can't erase. So you have to work with your mistakes. So we work in oil pastels, and which is also just really fun and tactile and dirty, because kids need to get some dirt in their fingers. But the idea is, and some kids, it's so interesting. The idea is you're not tracing it, you're looking at it, and you're giving yourself grace, and you're going to make a couple of these. And I walk through the shapes, and some of it, this looks like the letter C, right? And this just looks like a right angle, right? And we go through, and all of their dancing men have different lengths and different sizes, because they can't erase. They just have to move forward with what they've made, because that's what life is, right? We don't really get to delete things. So how do we move forward with what we've created and work it into what we're creating? And it's fascinating. We create 3 pieces of original art. And the kids they like 50% start out scared. They're like, I don't want to do this. I want a pencil. I want an eraser. And I'm like, that's not what we're doing right now. And by the end, they are all stoked. They have created something. They're into it. They bring it home. So it's just about trusting yourself and letting yourself play and letting it be okay if it's not perfect.
I think that's so important. I remember a question a kid asked me at the end of one of my magic shows, and he said, have you ever made a mistake on stage? And I said, oh, you didn't notice the 3 I made in today's show? Good, because...
Oh, that's the perfect answer.
I was like, I've never done a show where I didn't make a mistake.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness, that's the perfect answer. I wish you had come to my school. Because I definitely deal with perfectionism, and that's why I try and force it out of myself. Like, my husband and I used to surf. We taught surfing at a beach camp, and that was sort of how we ended up going from friends to being married now for almost 20 years. But the only place where you just absolutely have to let go, for me, was the ocean. Like, you can't fight the ocean.
Right.
You just have to work with what the ocean is telling you. And that was really how I helped break down my perfectionism. Like, I just had to roll with it. Like, you just have to let the ocean do its thing. And the more I let that influence the art I make, I mean, I'm friends with people like, Dan Santat and Catherine Roy, who make just the most insane, gorgeous, perfect art. And I just have to be like, that's not what I make, and that's okay. I roll with what I make, and it communicates my stories, and I think it connects with kids on that very, tactile, playful, handmade level. And it's just another way of being a person and another way of telling a story and making art. So
yeah. I think it's so important to not be afraid to make mistakes, because you're going to make mistakes. Doesn't matter where you are. And I mean, a lot of people come up to me and they say, Jed, you're not fluent in Spanish. How in the world do you go down to a place like Puerto Rico or El Salvador and get up on stage and do a 45-minute show in Spanish? And it's because I don't care if I make a mistake. It's probably going to be funny.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. I that's great. Hey, before we go, I got to tell you my favorite fart joke.
Okay.
What's invisible and smells like carrots?
I don't know what.
Bunny farts.
Oh, my God. Oh, no. Okay, can I tell you my favorite fart fact?
Absolutely.
My favorite fart fact is there is an animal that does not fart.
Poor thing.
It doesn't fart, and it is the sloth.
The sloth.
Sloths don't fart, but you have to get rid of your gas, right? You could explode. Truly. So it just gets reabsorbed into their system and they breathe it out. I learned in this process, we actually do this with like a large percentage of our pre-farts. They just come back out and we exhale them, but they don't fart at all. They exhale all of their intestinal gas.
Wow. And I learned when I was down in Costa Rica, they only go to the bathroom once a month.
No way.
They come down from the tree. They have to come down from the tree. So it probably takes them a week to get down to the bottom. They do their thing and they go back up.
Wow, that's wild. Okay, sloths. That's got to be in the next book.
Sloths are amazing. We visited a sloth sanctuary down on the Atlantic coast of Costa Rica, and it was great.
Did you get to pet a sloth?
They weren't into you petting them.
Okay, I understand. They're wild animals.
Yeah.
I just really kind of want to pet a sloth.
Yeah. But they're very cool and they're very cute and they're very interesting. And I love that the people taking care of them said they're not lazy. They're just very energy efficient.
Oh, I'm going to start using that for me.
Well, if you have any energy left, tell everybody where they can go to find out more about I'm Trying to Love Farts and find out more about you.
Oh, yay! I'm Trying to Love Farts, available wherever fine books are sold. If you want signed copies, Once Upon a Time bookstore in Montrose, which is part of Los Angeles, California, the longest continuously running children's bookstore in the United States of America.
Hey, all right.
Very cool. They have signed copies, but yes, anywhere you get your books. And I'm at BethanyBarton.com or at Bethany Barton on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And you'll see all sorts of silly fart facts I keep putting up there. And sometimes Muppet things, because I do a lot of Muppet things.
We always encourage our listeners to go to the library.
Yes.
And request that the book is put. Please, just for your own fun, go to your local librarian, and the more. Well, they don't have as many uptight librarians as they did when I was growing up, but the more uptight they are, the better. And just go, yeah. Could you please put I'm Trying to Love Farts by Bethany Barton on your shelf, please? It's a wonderful STEM book. I love the reaction.
I feel like we're going to be best friends because that's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Well, you have an open invitation. The next book that you have come up, please come back on. We'll celebrate it here.
Rock and roll. That's so great. Thank you.
We've had a great time speaking to the author and illustrator of I'm Trying to Love Farts. By the way, how long did it take you to figure out how to draw a fart?
Oh, man. I feel like I've been training my whole life for this. Just drawing farts.
Our guest has been Bethany Barton. Bethany, thanks so much for being on Reading with Your Kids.
Thank you so much. You're awesome. I'm so lucky to be here.
This episode of Reading with Your Kids is brought to you by Trumpet, the Miracle Wolf Pup series. There's a brand new book in the series, and we're so excited to tell you all about it. Trumpet becomes a mom. In this exciting book, Trumpet and Lighthawk, now a bonded pair, start their own family with their very first litter of pups. Families can read together, schools can explore the importance of wolf packs and conservation, and Trumpet fans everywhere can celebrate this milestone in her incredible journey. Grab your copy today, available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, select bookstores, and the Wolf Conservation Center, where Trumpet and her family live. Plus, 50% of all profits go right back to supporting the Wolf Conservation Center, with more donated to Lighthawk Conservation Flying. So grab your book today and have a group haul for Trumpet and her family. This episode is brought to you by OnceUponADance.com. Ignite imagination with award-winning dance and movement books. Once Upon a Dance inspires young readers to twirl, leap, and dream with whimsy and wonder. Whether your child enjoys unicorns, bats, zombies, or cats, Once Upon a Dance has a dance-it-out story to get them moving. For more information about this 37 delightful books, please visit OnceUponADance.com or find them on your favorite social media platform. Join us right now from the Sunshine State of Florida. Our guest's here today to celebrate her new picture book. It's called A Mermaid's Crown, Florida Vacation. Please welcome to the show, C.G. Abrams. C.G., how are you?
Oh, hello. I'm good. How about you?
Cold. I'm cold. I want to be in Florida or Panama or somewhere, but I'm here in Boston and I'm cold, so warm me up with some Florida vibes.
Oh, absolutely. Are you ready to dive in?
I am.
Let's make a splash. Okay, so we have A Mermaid's Crown, Florida Vacation. And this book is really designed for all ages, but mostly the children between ages 5 and 10 seem to really enjoy it. And it's a picture book. They're all hand drawn. And some of the background, like the picture right here, is all painted. This is a painting with acrylic paint that I painted. So they're all hand drawn, not AI. Now that is a big thing because my, I guess I would say like competitors are using AI, which is great and all, but this is very heartwarming indie book, self-published. I am a published and self-published author, but this is my heart. There is nothing like holding a handheld, hand-drawn niche book from Florida, like a souvenir, but I designed it as a parent. Now you understand what that means, correct? We want books that give us a bang for our buck, last a long time, and entertain our children and teach them wonderful things at the same time. Am I correct?
You are correct.
Yes. Okay. So 103 pages of action-packed, nonstop goodness. I made sure that I put in interactive games, a hidden object game, recipes, and so much more. Have you heard anything else like it?
I was going to say, most picture books are 32 pages, and you certainly get a lot more for your buck with the Mermaid's Crown.
Yes. So funny about the story. I make handmade mermaid crowns because living at Florida, it grows on you. People love jellyfish or seahorses. I fell in love with mermaids. And so the mermaid collection kind of just came at me. And when I started drawing them, it started out just tinkering with the idea. So I have a mermaid's crown, not Florida Vacation. They're just a series of children's books. And one is called City of the Lost and Found. And that one's hilarious. So this is actually, I want to say number 7, if I believe. But this one, like I said, was designed different. This one was to give everyone something more than what's out there. I wanted to make sure as a parent that what is put down in front of the children would be delightful. I want to see smiles. I want to see laughter. I want to see the brilliance of imagination come to life. And I think that is where you are, because I looked at all your stuff and we are in the same type mentality. It's all about the children. It's all about the learning and letting them be children. And how do we do that? Through books.
Yeah. So you told us that the book has games and activities. Let's talk about the story that kids will be reading.
Oh, yes, absolutely. This is about a mermaid boy who is 10 years old. And this is his first time coming to Florida. And not only coming to Florida, but he's going to be meeting his Grammy and Pop Pop. And this is going to be great because the grandparents, but he is going to be swimming with his mom and his sister. Cousins are going to be joining later because they are going to join up in not an Airbnb, a CB&B in Sunnyside, Florida. Okay, so in the beginning, and I'm just going to explain it here, I dedicate the books to all life in the sea, in the air, and in all the lands. And this is a picture of Alice Beach, Florida, which is also right up the road from Rosemary Beach, Florida, and is also a very unique place. Okay, so they also get land legs. And if you've ever seen a mermaid on TV or anything, they can walk on land, but it's a very special gift and it's not something easily that comes along with all mermaids. So he has a hard time growing up as a 10-year-old boy to figure out to how to get his land legs. So when that happens, he can jump way out of the water and do amazing things that other mermaids cannot do. So even though they have their land legs and he doesn't yet, he performs quite well. So the games in here are not just silly games, that you see him doing. He likes flying a kite, but he also loves eating. Eating is his favorite. But I also put in here what is called Floridian postcard art. It's something I came up with as an artist because I love quirky, I love cool, love Christmas, and everything that's by the sea. So with this Floridian postcard art, I don't know if you can see it. It's an egret on top of a Christmas wreath. And in this book, his Grammy and Pop Pop make him and his sister go and buy postcards. It's a family tradition. So they buy Floridian postcard art in the panhandle of Florida. Everybody gets one. So something a little quirky along the way, but this is pretty much their vacation. There are many great things to do in Florida. Eat good food, ride bikes, go to the pool, souvenir shopping, spend the day at the beach, fly a kite, play fish or fins. What is fish or fins? It's the card game that comes with it, but I will get back to that. Boating, surfing, and once again, eating good food. Now the sister says, and take lots of selfies. So yes, this is an experience of a vacation and the Fisher Fins game. So I have it in here on how to play it. Now I haven't quite got the merchandising down to where I can offer these on the website yet. They're kind of a custom order. So if someone, can message me and say, I'd love to have the deck of cards along with the book, I can get them ordered. But until I can get the merchandising down, this is just a cute little game that they play. You played the game War in cards growing up, didn't you?
Sure thing, yeah.
It's just the same as that, but the fins are the ace or the trump. So when you spell it out, F-I-N-S, or the other one has fish, F-I-S-H, then whoever turns over their card, and if it's a fin, they win, and you pick up all the cards.
Wonderful.
So the cute little game. And there's recipes, lots of different cute things in here. One is called sea sketty. So I can't explain it all. It's too hilarious.
Well, it's obvious that this is that you feel very passionate about this, and you're just beaming as you're talking about it. You have this beautiful smile, and it's just wonderful. Did you always hope to become a children's author?
I never thought it in a million years. It was one of those, this is how it went. I was always kind of an author. Like I would write poetry. I write short stories. I wrote for magazines, newsletters, church newsletters, things like that. And I wrote just a quick little biography about myself, and it got published, but I never thought, I'd do anything more with it. I just didn't, I wrote little books here and there. One was called Turtle Dan, and it was about a pet turtle, and it was mine. I had a pet turtle growing up, and so I designed it, and somehow in the computer it got lost. And when that happens, it kind of knocked the wind out of my sails. So one day when I was making mermaid crowns and I was already an artist, my husband said, you should write a children's book. And I thought, I'm going to do the illustrations and just kind of see where it goes. And I started kind of building it little by little. And the little children's books I tinkered with, they were the beginning phase, and it was during the time of COVID. So they were heartwarming, and I sent them out to family and friends to give them cheer. They loved it. The feedback started coming back, just amazing, kind of giving me my spirits lifted again. So when Florida Vacation happened, I was sitting on the couch doing the illustrations. And I thought, yes, as a parent, what would I want to see my children experience? What joy could I bring to the table? And that's when it just hit me. Here in Florida, it's all about the vacation. It's all about the experience. And what better way, than to give joy? But I will share two things really quick that mean the world to me. So as an indie author and being self-published, it's a lot harder to break through the industry, so to speak. So I start with family and friends, and I give them away and say, can you give me a review? Just give me honest feedback. And one of them, he came to me and said, I have a granddaughter and she would love to have it. So I signed it and everything, and I get the feedback. He comes back and says, you're not going to believe this. My little granddaughter fell such in love with it that now when you go to put her in the car, she says, mermaids, mermaids. And she has to have the book with her.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That just, see, that right there is success to me. Okay. And another one is, I'm not, I guess widely known or anything yet. I'm just kind of breaking through, and something kind of hit me on Facebook. There was a family in the local area who I guess hit a tragedy in their life. And I thought, what can I do to brighten their day? And the young girl is in the hospital. So I said, how can I get these books to you fast? And along with a mermaid crown that I made for the little girl, I want to cheer her up. And so I sent all the book, the whole entire series, and I signed the Florida Vacation with a mermaid crown just specifically to the young girl in the hospital. And I never thought I'd ever hear feedback or anything. As long as I can give, that is my success. Okay. And because that's what it's all about in my world. If you can't bring joy, you know, there's no sense in living in my world. Okay. So in my orbit, that's all I do is make joy. So when I heard back from them, they were reading the books to her while she was in the hospital. I cried. I thought, maybe this is why I'm an author. Maybe it has nothing to do with the books in general. Maybe it's about giving joy to others. So I really hope people enjoy this book. It is designed for that reason. So yeah, I would love to hear your take on it.
Well, I think people should absolutely check it out. It sounds like a lot of fun. We should tell everybody where they can find it and where they can find out more about you. Oh,
yes. Well, let's start with Amazon because we have it in Audible, Kindle, paperback, and hardcover formats. And the Audible is hilarious. I had a young gifted lady narrate it for me. And with the editing, it is phenomenal. So, along with the Kindle, I would suggest people go ahead and get the Audible with it so you can hear the sounds along with the reading of the Kindle. And that will bring it to life. And I also suggest getting the hardcover edition because it will last much longer. Find it on Amazon and also www.mermaidscrown.com. I'm CG Abrams, and you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I also have an art website on One Sailor Boutique. If you're interested in a little bit of things of what I do, I guess what I love to do is just be myself and grow with an amazing set of people like yourself. Thank you so much for having me on here. I'm very excited to be here.
Well, we are excited to have you here to celebrate A Mermaid's Crown Florida Vacation. And we want to wish you luck. Thanks for being on C.G. Abrams. We are so thankful that you decided to spend part of your day with us here at Reading with Your Kids. If this episode made you smile, and I dare anybody out there that listened to Bethany Barton tell me that that interview didn't make them smile, I challenge you, because I won't believe you. That was a fantastic interview, and also love speaking with CG. Please share the link to the show with somebody that you love, someone that you know will appreciate the humor that we created here today. We'd also love it if you could leave a 5-star review wherever you find the show, and we would absolutely love it if you could subscribe to the show wherever you find your favorite podcast. Want to thank the folks who made today's show so wonderful, starting with our guest, Bethany Barton. Please be sure to check out I'm Trying to Love Farts. Also want to thank C.G. Abrams. Please be sure to check out A Mermaid's Crown Florida Vacation. I want to thank my incredible team, Fatima Khan, Chris Doherty. I want to thank my beautiful wife for all the support she gives me. Most of all, we want to thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today, and thank you so very much for taking the time to make the world a kinder, smarter place. And you do that every time you read with your kids. I'll be looking for you in the next episode of Reading with Your Kids.